Let's go here. Alright, I just gotta get in here and tweet some stuff here. 1 second. Is there? There is. It does appear that something is happening at the ZNPP. I'm not really sure. However, I've told you before, and I'll say it again. The people at the ZNPP, EVC News 86, hello, are not the same that was there before. You know, that's obvious. Yeah, they're not professionals. Now, what they are is idiots. They're Russian workers, right? And they were put there, you know, by the Russians to take care of the ZNPP. However, they are not professional, or at least, you know, they're Russians. So, the implications is, and I got it here. Okay, incompetent Russian workers broke some components at the ZNPP. Russian military caused an accident at the ZNPP and are trying to hide it. This was reported by. Oh, you don't need to read that. UA, yeah. By Ukrainian partisans in incompetent Russian workers broke some components. There's responsibilities that there's a possibility. I gotta wake up here. God damn it, wake up. There's a possibility that the entire power unit will stop working. Accidents at the plant have become a common occurrence since the Russian occupied it. There's no doubt that the occupiers will try to blame Kyiv for this accident. Telegram said. Yeah, so they, for some reason, have fucked up something at the ZNPP. I'm not sure what. I got no idea exactly what it is that they have fucked up. I mean, I'm not a nuclear expert. All I know is that the possibility for them having fucked something up is very true. And that if in fact they have fucked something up that was, you know, important for the functionality of the plant, this could be a very serious situation. It's trying to put people that have nothing, that has no formal training or literally know nothing about what exactly it is that and you know, if that's so, then something could be happening, and we could see some really you know, bad consequences. I'm not sure if there's going to be any consequences. However, if the power unit is blasted out, you know, that means that there's not going to be water pumping through to something. There's not water pumping through to something. Well, figured out the math there is that something bad will happen, you know. But it's up to now. I have no more information. I'm sure we'll get it throughout the night here. But yeah, I've got a lot of other news, so we'll walk through that. And if it comes through, then yeah. And the Ukrainian people that was working there, many of them, in fact, have died. That has been reported. One has been kidnapped and tortured many times, sent to the hospital, then sent back. You know, and each time he refused to do the things that the Russian wanted him to do. He was beat, broken arms, broken legs, sent to the hospital, came back to the operation, beat, tortured, came, you know, repeat, right? And that was what they did to the workers. So it's no, you know, and he, I think, believed also died at the end. So it's no surprise that what's happening is, you know, that the Russians are torturing or capturing them and replacing them with Russian workers. Not only do I think it's a Putin order to replace them with Russian workers, or at least in the pure vicinity to replace them with you know, workers either intentionally or yeah. I do believe working at the ZNPP, doing the occupied Russian. I think most of the people that are there now are in fact Russians. However, I do think there may still be some Russian occupiers, or sorry, some Ukrainian workers left. Well, we'll move on to some Ukraine news here. Vladimir Zelensky has arrived at the U.S. Congress, where he was supposed to address senators and hold meetings before negotiation with Biden in the White House. Sky News, Speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives McCarthy said that he denied the president of Ukraine the opportunity to address the Congress due to the busyness of legislators. Yeah, so he was not allowed to. He's done it before. He was at the legislators, even the Congress. You know that big hall. You know, you guys know it. Of course, you guys know it because you're Americans. Many of you are. Okay, so we got a video of him walking in here. This is him walking into the U.S. Congress here.
Is in the United States and has arrived at the US Capitol. President Zelensky there, of course, to have a meeting while in DC with President Biden. They're currently going through the US Congress is a $24 billion bill to provide military and humanitarian aid to Ukraine. President Zelensky there walking.
Yeah, $24 billion. Not including ATACMS. Biden has apparently backed down on his idea of the inclusion of ATACMS. By the way, we got a Russian Lycian 76 MD heading to Kaliningrad right now, operated by Russian 224th Fight Units State Airline. This is a Russian plane out in the Baltic Sea right now. So keep an eye on that. Did it stop transponding? Oh, it's still transponding. Yeah. It's following that line right there. Alright. Well. Oh, shit. It's got to change all this stuff. Alright. Russian attack attempt on Robotyne direction repelled by the 47th Brigade. Also, as stated, Russian mistakenly launched a TOS-1 strike at positions where Russian infantry had landed not long ago. So they were actually, again, this is not the first time. This is repeatedly. I think it's happened 3 times now throughout in just this month alone, where the Russians have attacked their own. So check this out here. So Russian tanks, infantry, and movements throughout Ukraine, and an attempted attack did in fact take place. An attempted attack to overtake the position in Robotyne. This is the Zaporizhia region where the Russians were in fact repelled back. Here you got it, and here you can see the people that they were, again, and that's the trench lines that they actually supposedly either that was a fallback or they try to push in front, but the Ukrainians are fighting at a distance. So they like to do, they fight at a distance. So yeah. So that's pretty good. So we apparently, reports are coming out that the Ukrainians did in fact repel the attack, and the factor is that we're pretty confident that the Ukrainians are holding the line in Robotyne. However, it is a staunch fighting. Some U.S. officials, and this was a leaked document from the U.S. Pentagon, or at least Pentagon official people here, military guys, stated that their concerns with the offensive, was this idea behind their losing faith in Ukraine. I think it's a ridiculous thing. However, many of the countries have stated that they're gonna help Ukraine to the end, so it's not completely in the question that they're gonna be giving up support here. However, they have stated that Ukraine needs to really prove that it can use something of the advances they have given. But how, that's also a hard line, because there's a lot of trench warfare going on in Ukraine right now, and it is a hard battle. But they're going at it as hard as they can. So don't give up faith yet. Okay, footage of Ukrainian M270 MLRS hitting 2 Russian BM-27 Yugan. Sorry, what was that? Uragan hurricanes. I got copyright strike yesterday because I showed a music, because I apparently played a music line that wasn't allowed to be played by the musician, who didn't like that I showed his music on stream. Apparently he made music so nobody could listen to it. Why the fuck is it music copyright striked? Can I just ask something? Why the fuck is music copyright striked? You made music, you popularized it, You published it. You made it public on Spotify or on the YouTube where people can just watch the video for free. What the fuck is the point of you making things copyrighted? Why the fuck is copyright even a fucking thing? I get, companies and when people are misrepresenting their products, sure, but songs, how can a fucking song be copyrighted? It doesn't make sense. I wouldn't fucking give a shit. You make a song, you popularized it, Yeah, I get that people make music nowadays for money, but why is YouTube allowing copyright to be a thing? I don't get it. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense because it really does not make sense. Like it really is stupid. Okay. Anyways, the Ukrainian army has made it across the Russian defense line across the line of trenches near Verbovy, I think we're talking in the Donetsk, Luhansk region, including the trenches, minefields, and anti-tanks trenches, dragon teeth. They were very close to breakthrough. They are very close to a breakthrough. Is the official statement that's coming out here. Sorry, I don't know why I can't read today. I'm just out of my mind. But yeah. So the Ukrainians are doing great, and it's a slow but steady fight. They're breaking down the Russians piece by piece, and it's gone. So good news coming out from Ukraine. The Ukrainian army has made it across the Russian defense line near the trenches. Oh, that was a guy because of So I also got a video here. Again. Yeah, can't show the music apparently. That I believe is Russian. I don't know if that's Russian or Ukrainian tanks there, but it's I don't speak Ukrainian, so I don't know what they're saying here. It either shows the destruction of it or the advancements here, but the ground you see, look at the ground, as well. This is just to get pictures out of Ukraine. This is the ground of Ukraine. It's just every inch of Ukraine is, like war torn. Like every inch of Ukraine, every inch and area, especially around here, there's holes everywhere. These are all potholes from explosions. I mean, it's just insane. And especially along here, as you can see, the tree line is completely fucking gone. This area right here, I believe, is probably a line that was used by, I believe, the Russians to hold off Ukrainians. But in this area right here, the Ukrainians have targeted them from above. So the trees have simply just disappeared. And it's not winter yet, so this shouldn't be happening. You see over there, there's still leaves on it, but it's, again, this is probably an area that's been less fought over as of now, so. And this is, again, I think, a smoking gun here. Or could be smoke lines, could be, that's explosions right there. They're head-on fighting with tank right now. What the Ukrainians like to do, and their new tactic is fighting at a distance. It's a really clever tactic when you're not the one with that has, well, Russia doesn't have endless materials, and that's false to say. However, when you want to conserve the amount that you have, it is a good idea to fight at a distance. The Russians are the ones that are trying to advance. That's their whole point of being in a war. The Russian narrative has turned from being, the Russian narrative has turned from being we're advancing, we're going to war, to being pretty much just to being we're defending. Like it's so weird, because they've turned the whole narrative around as if they're the ones not defending, and the Ukrainians are on the advance. In reality, it's still the fact that the Ukrainians are defending. The Ukrainians are just defending in the direction of going forward, and the Russians are defending by going backwards. So the new forward in Russia is backwards. Okay, Important Russian location was hit. No details yet. We got this one right here. This is videos that came out, but there was an important area. However, there has also been a blackout in Russia today because of a energy infrastructure that was hit. So we're gonna get the videos of that. I've certainly got the videos of that. It's coming a bit later, but oh yeah. So that right there is what I believe to have been pictures of a Russian headquarters. I believe it may have been in, I don't know if it was in Sevastopol or in Crimea, but it certainly was a headquarters is what they're saying. I think I've got the other videos there. Some details may have been, it may have been a Storm Shadow or a HIMARS. But it was a hell of a hit. Oh, you guys are not able to see that. Hey, sorry about that. Okay, here you go. So headquarters somewhere located in Russia, I believe. But yeah. Oh, Patrick, how you doing? So we got the pictures of it, and apparently the whole building, I think is what the building. I think the pictures what we got is the same area. I'm gonna have to look over, but I got some pictures to show you so we can look at it. But I think the whole building, it said half of the building was just gone. And this is the Russian headquarters. Ukraine are figuring out, rapidly where these headquarters are and taking it out, pretty much bit by bit. I mean, every day nowadays, I'm hearing stories of important hits and hits there and hits there and over there and over there. And they took out this one and they took out that one. And it's just going swimmingly for Ukraine. They may not be advancing fast, but they're taking out the groundwork for an advancing fast, is what I'm going to say here, guys. So, meet Bohdan from the 10th Mountain Assault Brigade on his Trembita, this folk instrument popular in Ukraine, Carpatison. Holy shit, that's a long word. I don't know. Serve as a mean for the mountain shepherds to communicate across distance exceeding 10 kilometers. Surprisingly, the Trembita enhancing melody resonates beautifully even in the vast Donetsk steppes. So it's okay. So just to make this one a little bit more English translated, it's a guy with a trumpet, a sort of a folk kind of thing, a traditional sort of horn that is it's got an old tradition. It's to communicate between sheep herders and farmers and all that stuff that throughout distance, maybe to warn or to say, or yeah, I don't know. I've got no idea why. I just know it's a tradition and a historical thing, and it's pretty beautiful, and we got the video of it, so you're gonna see it. Listen, guys, I'm not a magical worker here. I just bring you the news. I just bring you the news, guys. Come on. All right. Well, here you go. It's loud. It's loud. It's very loud, but it's meant to be. It's meant to be, and it's meant to. It's actually, when you think about it, I thought it was Friday. No, it's not Friday. It's Thursday. Friday tomorrow. No stream tomorrow, but today there is a stream. But I mean, that right there is a folkland traditions from sheep herders to communicate across distance exceeding 10 kilometers. Special thing, but again, as somebody else is pointing out in the comments here, imagine that coming up behind you when you're advancing, when you're the Russian, and you just hear across the fucking. You imagine you're a Russian right now, right? You close your eyes right now. You're a Russian soldier. It's a really bad situation, and then you hear this across the sky. I don't know if I would be shitting my pants or if I would be very confused to what's going on. I mean, it's great, guys. No, don't get me wrong, it's great. I think it's awesome, but it's yeah. It's so great. I mean, it's amazing. Thank you very much. Sharing that traditional thing right there. Thank you very much. People from all over the country. Don't forget, Ukraine is a big country. Third largest. Second largest. I don't know. Well, actually, I think it's the third. Second, I don't know. Kiev after the night missile attack by the Russians. Oh yeah, there's been a mass out missile attack by the Russians. There's more news. Ukraine did shoot down a lot of drones that came out over the night, especially in Kherson. There's been mass out missile attacks here from. We got a report here from Miradushka. This is from Kiev right here, and this is a wreckage from a mass out missile attack. I suspect it was from some Tu-95 bombers or ground-based or caliber. It could be naval. I believe it was from the Tu-90s. I'm not sure, but it's a pretty hairy situation there. I mean, look at the trees right there, just split in half. Yeah. So this come out from Kiev. I believe the idea is that it could have been much worse, is what they're also stating. There was some great work from the... Okay, I've got the missile attack on Kyiv. Due to the work of the air defense in Kyiv, fragment fell in a few districts on the capital. The Shevchenitsky district missile debris damaged a gas pipe. There's no fire. There's destruction of non-residential buildings in Daranetsky district. Currently, there is no information about the victims. So it is said to be minimal damage. However, it looks to me that there is some bigger damage. However, not a direct missile attack. So, well done there again. You guys saw that video, right? Let's show that video. I showed the video, right? I don't know why, guys. I'm tired today. I'm just not in it today. There you go. Just one more time. Yeah, here you go. Minimal damage throughout the city is what they're reporting. However, there was damage. Zelensky and Duda held a meeting in New York, mediated by Lithuanian President Gitanas Nausėda, LRT, reported by LRT. At the meetings with the leaders of Poland and Ukraine, Nausėda stressed that disagreement between the countries must be resolved as quickly as possible. The office of Lithuanian president noted that Nausėda proposed to Zelensky and Duda to simplify the procedure for transporting grain through Poland and increasing transit through Lithuania. So here you have it, and this is the Polish PM and the Lithuanian PM here. So Poland is not doing Ukrainians a lot of favor right now. It has stopped supplying weapons. It has completely banned all of the grain imports. There's been talks about throwing Ukrainians out of the country again and not extending their stay. So they got to figure something out, and they got to work together. Hopefully they can figure something out. This was reported by Nexta on Twitter. Go check that out. So, on with the news here. Important meeting with Lula official. Following our honest and constructive discussion, we introduced our diplomatic teams to work on the next step in our bilateral relations and peace efforts. Brazilian representative will continue to take part in peace formal meetings. So, this is from Zelensky himself. So, take a look at this right here. This is Brazilian. These guys have been met throughout the days here and had a lot of well, at least with Zelensky, some productive talks. I believe Ukraine's interest in Latin America has increased due to their stockpiles of Cold War weapons and things like that. That could also, just to get them on board with supporting and, Latin America, especially Venezuela, has a relationship with Russia, and some countries in Latin America has chosen to stay out. Notably, Brazil is in the BRICS, which is the economic alliance between Russia, China, some other countries, India, I think, maybe us, and also Brazil. So that's why these guys are meeting.
Okay, thank you.
Facial expressions, yeah. and we're not gonna hear what they're talking about here. I think is what they're keeping that secret. God damn it! I swear to God, there's some mosquitoes hugging everywhere. I feel like I got stings all over. All right. Well, yeah. So there's talks about a big meeting between all the Latin America, a Ukrainian held conference. So that may be coming up here in the future. So there is a new weapon that are maybe going to be introduced to the Ukrainian front lines. This notably beast of a weapon here. They're saying it's saying it's German, and that is in fact what it is, and it is an artillery system here. It's notably a howitzer. And I've got the official, I think, statement from it. There was a guy. There was a guy that did a meeting that held. I've got so much fucking shit. I mean, I've got so much fucking stuff. German anti-suppel. Was it this one? No, it's this one. This one right here. This one right here. Yeah, this one. So here you have it. I am pretty sure putting the pictures up next to each other. Actually, I'm not. I mean, I'm kind of looking at it, thinking it was maybe a variant of this model by here, but there is some prototype model. So this one right here, a Boxer RC 155 was a no-show at this year DCIE, but don't worry, it's just a demand for prototypes, and demonstration is non-stop. The Bundeswehr is conducting further tests while serious production for Ukraine continues. PCH 2000 howitzer in Ukraine, which use the same barrel, are achieving 20k rounds fired through them. The autoloaders working well too, with no major changes necessary. The revised crew compartment is being implemented in production, and the A3 driveline specified by the UK ensured the mobility is top notch. I believe this is the model that was talked about, a model that may be going to Ukraine here in some time, a real beast of a artillery system here, a howitzer. Let me just see. I wanted to see because I think I've got a video of an American journalist in the area talking about it. Got it down here. Yeah, here he is. An American journalist from ABC. I believe that's what he's talking about. I'm not sure. Oh, that's actually a new one. Oh, never mind then. No. So, yeah, these howitzer guns that are new, that are coming into Ukraine here, certainly working their magic, and could be implemented into the Ukrainian army pretty soon. And it is a wonderful beast of a howitzer and artillery system that's going to bring out, as you heard before, the official report says that I think a variant of the model that we saw before there, same model but newer here, is coming out that could be delivered to Ukraine, is firing up to these 20,000 rounds. It said that that's been the total weight of it now. So and I think it's a very new system that's been given to Russia, to the Ukrainians as well. So it's so yeah, so that's from Germany. Great job, Germany, there. Thank you very much. Okay. So, another report. I said yesterday that there was talks between Ukraine and France about the possible buying of the French Mirage 2000 fighter jets, especially the D model. But Ukraine also stated, and I said yesterday that they're old. They're old models. They're French. They're fast, but they're old. Ukraine does not need the French Mirage 2000 fighters, just jets, because they are outdated, and an advisor to the command of the Ukraine Armed Forces said. So an advisor from the Armed Forces of Ukraine, the Aviation Command, said that they do not need it. They're outdated. We don't want it. And I said that yesterday, that this is French made. They, I believe, was showcased in the 1980s during the French invasion of Liberia. and further back, maybe. I don't know, sure. I think I saw some clips from that. But yeah, they're outdated. They're not. They don't work anymore. Well, they do work, but in the modern combat setting, Ukraine is possibly wanting to just wait out on the F-16s and just hope that they're going to do the trick for them, which is the whole plan of this. So they're not asking for it anymore or buying them. So sadly. Okay, so 10 Swedish Stridsvagen, 120 Leopard 2 are now in Ukraine with Ukrainian crews trained in Sweden. Here you go. So these are Ukrainian crews that's been trained in Sweden, especially that's a woman right there. Not to specifically point that out. It was just, I don't know why I did that, but yeah, there you go. So really cool here. Another thing that's been on the Swedish list here of training. Again, Leopards very far in between. Pretty much every European countries have bought them because they are mass produced, and Germany makes a lot of them, and they're pretty good. And they're fast, they're durable. I've talked about them before, but yeah. You have a crazy idea? Oh, it's giving Ukraine what it needs? No. What? No. What? No. I think, yeah, not to be rude, but I do think it's a bit more complicated. And I get that a lot of people want, that they keep, a lot of people are going, we want it all. I think what the main problem that some of the Ukrainian armies is facing is not it's actually not the shortage of armament. It's the shortage of knowledge. Ukraine is still an unexperienced army. They haven't been in a lot of combat situations. Well, they have been in 2014, but those units, many of those are not. Well, they are fighting today. However, they are still relying on a very unexperienced army. Ukraine is still an unexperienced army. They've done great. They've done really great. However, there is no way the amount of things you give to an army, cannot matter if they can't break through that main line. The Ukrainians are breaking through that line, and I believe in eventuality, Ukraine will break through the main Russian line and get through. However, it also means that Ukraine needs to listen to the Western intelligence. There's been talks about it, and Ukraine have this on the limp. They're not listening to some of the Western, tactics that are coming out from some of the Western military strategizers. They're not listening really up to them because the push that the Ukrainians are making right now is a 2-point frontal push, right? They're making 2-point frontal push, one in Donetsk and one in, seriously, a big push in Zaporizhia. But that big push in Zaporizhia is going better than the one push that's going in Donetsk. The point I'm trying to make here is that if the Ukrainians doesn't break through sooner or later, it won't matter how much we give to them because they're just going to grind into a hole. And the equipment that we're going to give to them are not going to get there before, they're just grinding into a hole. Right now, they're grinding into a hole, and they have enough to do it. I just think that the idea is that, the Ukrainians did fire, Zelensky fired his defense chief, his which I thought was a weird decision because the Minister of Defense was fired because apparently he got too close to Western partners. So Zelensky fired him on the ground on the basis that he got too close to the Western partners. Zelensky wants someone who had a more close ground to the Ukrainian army. The only problem is, when did Ukraine break through in Kharkiv? When did Ukraine break through in Kherson? The pressure that they put on the Russians in Kherson was so tremendous that the Russians literally gave up. I mean, what is 30 kilometers, maybe more, 100 kilometers of land in total, right? Because the pressure was so great. When did they take Kharkiv? They took Kharkiv when they had the old defense minister, the one who was willing to listen to some of the Western defense intelligence. But the new guy, he seems to not be wanting to do that. So I'm sorry, I may sound a bit skeptical here, but I'm still keeping the Ukrainian accountable to what they're doing. Okay? People fail. Everyone fails once in life, but the fact is here that when you got the best of the best on your sideline and you choose to not listen to the ideas that they're giving you, I get that we're not giving them enough. We are not giving them enough. I'll give you the full support of that, but there are deals coming in that's going to give them enough. But when you're not listening to the best of the best and you go ahead and you do it on your own unexperienced terms, something like the things that are happening today is happening. And I'm sorry, it's I get that this may sound controversial, but I'm not wrong. Okay? I'm a little tired of it, honestly, because it's a waste of Ukrainian lives. This counteroffensive right now, every day I'm hearing they're making pushes, but it's the same, and it's the same, and it's the same, and they're in the same area, and then they're backing up to the same area, and then they're in the same area. They're fucking up the Russian army, don't get me wrong. They're fucking them up. But this counteroffensive has to move up the fuck up if they want to make this fucking happen. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But it's fucking true, okay? Controversial, yes. Zelensky wouldn't like me to say it, but it's true, I'm sorry. It's not to be rude or anything. Yeah. I want more things. And the ATACMS that Biden didn't want to give ATACMS to Ukraine, ridiculous. That they don't have F-16s yet, ridiculous. But it's still, Anyways, I think we're going to move on here. Sometimes I don't know. It's a lot. It's a hard line, but As a result of the latest missile strike by the Russian terrorists, the PepsiCo factory in Veshny Kyiv region was devastated. PepsiCo is listed on the list of war sponsors since it still operates in Russia. They paid for the missile that destroyed their facilities with their taxes in Russia. So Pepsi, famously, the Russians gave Pepsi, I don't know if you guys know this, but in I think it was the early 2000s or maybe 90s, the Russians actually gave the Pepsi a submarine and a vessel, like an actual submarine. And at one point, the Pepsi had the biggest privately owned military in the world, or at least naval military. It was because they didn't want to, because it was like paying things they wanted to pay off, but it couldn't pay off, so they just gave them submarines instead. You can go look the whole story up; it's true. But yeah, so we got some pictures of it here, and these are farmers working in the area. But it's pretty ironic. Pepsi is paying taxes in Russia so that the Russians can destroy their facilities in Ukraine. I mean, that's pretty funny, isn't it? I met with Bundeskanzler Olaf Scholz. I thank Germany for its support, including military aid and strengthening our air defense. Furthering strengthening air defense is especially important to protect our critical critical infrastructure ahead of winter and secure the grain corridor. Yeah, the grain corridor is one thing, of course, that's on their minds right now. So Olaf Scholz, the German Chancellor, was met with Zelensky here. So this is a video from Zelensky. So here we have it. And look at that guy. He's all right now. I mean, it looks like there's a little bit red down there, but it looks like he has the eye clap off, and he's yeah, he looks like he's all right. Yeah, look at a little bit red under the eye there, but apparently he's all right now. He's healed pretty good, pretty fast. Maybe some makeup, you never know. Yeah, we don't get to hear these talks, of course, but just so you know, the talks that are coming through here is the very productive talks. Germany also had some controversial statements today. Well, we get to that. Okay, we got another statement here from Zelensky. It's a bit long here, but you have to wait through it. It held a meeting with Wunderlich Klaus Luhansk and Gabriela Maria on ways to uphold the single market principle and access to Ukrainian agriculture products to the EU market. The joint coordination platform allows US to maintain active dialogue and solve all agriculture issues. I informed my counterparts on Ukraine next steps and coordinations of joint actions. Ukraine is a future EU member, and we need to work together to liberalize trade and prevent any unilateral restrictions. Together with Romania and Bulgaria, we are seeking effective logistic solutions to increase transit via solidarity lines. Ukraine and the EU highly value Bulgaria's efforts. I am also grateful to Romania for strengthening EU unity and upholding principle on the single market and free competition. Together, Ukraine, the EU, Romania, and Bulgaria will discuss alternative routes which will help significantly increase volumes of transit, which while also decreasing pressure on Romania and Bulgarian domestic market. Coming in with a big hammer. Is that what they're doing? That's what they're doing. Coming in with a big boy hammer. Another video here. Check this out. Now, she, I believe, in fact, is the she is the EU's head of state, right? So that's how you say it in English. I know how to say it in Danish, but I don't know how to say it.
I'm fine. Thank you so much.
Why does... Okay, doesn't matter.
So my friends are here. Maria Gabriele.
Hello, Maria. How are you? Good to see you again.
And of course,
President.
Vladimir, how's it going?
Everything is good, thank you.
Vladimir, how's it going? That guy's huge. Or maybe Zelensky's just small. I don't know. Another talks here. That flag, that thing there in the background, I think it's the EU, the UN or EU. It's U. I don't know. There's a symbol right there. I've seen it before. I mean, Zelensky, right? He's gonna have a long sleep tonight because he's done a lot of talking lately. I mean, it's just he's pretty much been talking non-stop throughout the day. He's in Washington right now, talking with the United States President Joe Biden. Probably done by now, but he's dead. I think he's still there. Romania. The other one is Bulgaria, I believe. Yeah. Get your facts. All right. Good stuff. All right. Humvee Dorishny Korpayishki front. I don't know. Can't pronounce that. I'm gonna get you the video here. So we got a video of Humvee working in Ukraine. Thank you very much to Slavia Karina. So we got a Humvee right there. Firing off some rockets right there. Everything about Humvees, they're fast. They move position all the time. Oh, yeah, there you go. Look at that. Oh, that's buildings. I thought it was smoke. Well, like a distance, it looked like smoke. I think it's gonna be smoke in the background here in a second. Did I pause it? No, I didn't. This will be happening back here. Oh, there we go. There they are. Yeah, there we go. So fire going on out there. This is the images that came out, that's coming out from Ukraine here. Now, the great thing about these Humvees right here, shoot, move, right? And that's what they're best at. All right, well, great video there. Thanks, guys. I'm going to watch the whole thing. It's just nothing happening. Okay, so more UN stuff. Yeah, we got this video here. What was this? So this is also other people meeting with President Zelensky. We got Albania, we got the U.S., of course, we got Chile. Yes, the EU, Romania, Hungary, Germany, and Brazil. I think it's all present in this video. Check out. Albanian president coming out with yeah, I'm right now I'm tracking this one right here. It's a Russian. We got some trains out there. We got NATO 21 with some E3. We got NATO 21 E3, and we got a what we got over here? KZ. It's probably just some kind of exercise, I would imagine. We got what we got over here. Venom. That's an Eurofighter. We got Eurofighters up. Typhoons. Yeah. Typhoon. Yeah, but that's what's this one? Yak 4. Oh, that's a smaller plane right there. Two of those. Transport of something. Oh, hello. Minister of Emergency Situation. We took off from over there. It's landed over there yesterday. I actually saw it land over there. What we got going on right now? We got Snoop. Oh, hello. The RC-130V. What's that? That's Phoenix right there. That's Phoenix right there. It's called Phoenix, but it's not the Phoenix. Is it a VC? I mean, it's called Phoenix, so I'm tempted to believe. Is this Snoop and Phoenix? Those are not. Is it not new sniffers? I mean, we got a Cobra Ball. All right. Yeah, we got the Cobra Ball up. A lot of air activity actually over the U.S. right now. Still a lot of important people in the U.S. Just want to point that out to you guys. There are a lot of important people in the U.S. right now. We were talking about a lot of head of states people, you know. So it's very common for there to be many reconnaissance and combat people up over the land there. So. Oh, I know you were 86. I was just saying what that was up. Oh, music. Oh, I'm gonna get copyright strike. I got copyright strike yesterday as well again. Fucking Jesus Christ. Because apparently there's a song again that I couldn't play. Whatever. Revealing Ukraine movie? Have you watched Revealing? No, I've not watched that. What's it about, Patrick? I haven't seen that movie. Ukraine Marines from the 406th Artillery Brigade hit a Russian 2836 Giant. There we go. Sent B-field gun position with drone spotter counter battery fire. Yeah. Got this video coming up here. I got so many videos of like things that happened throughout the day. I'm gonna show you it all because you know, we're here to learn, guys. We're here to learn. So check this out. You know, they got pretty fucked up. So you say like that. Bada boom. Oh yeah. Fuck, I feel like I got music on that thing right there. Hey, we got the Cobra Ball here. If anybody was wondering, there. Look at that. River joint. Cobra Ball. Not a river joint. It's Cobra Ball. Yeah. A lot of important people in the U.S. right now, so I'm not surprised. But yeah. Cobra Ball. All right. So the Russian occupiers are very nervous in Ukraine. Crimea. Local media reports that Crimea has suffered the most massive drone attack of all time. Donbass. Well, what's it about, Patrick? Okay, so has suffered massive drone attack all time. Residents of Yapitoria, Dushinkau, Balaklava, Sevastopol, Shashki, Nova Fretirokia. Holy shit, a lot of names here I can't pronounce. And other cities report that sound of work of air defense. So we get some videos out. Mass out attack in Crimea and Sevastopol as usual. And in Russia, we got more videos about that as well coming out later here. First, we're gonna get a good look at this one right here. You can just hear the explosions going off immediately. Boom.
И разбили. Вот
Oh,
он
this
где-то.
is that. We got the drone coming over. That's a drone right there. There, that one right there.
Трассеры пошли.
Oh, there it is. Up to right. It's up there. Again. There it is.
Падает.
It's all
Yes,
night.
that is.
It's been all night, you know. The rest of the Ukrainians are responding in kind, saying, "Oh, you don't want to have us sleeping? Oh, okay. Well, we won't let you sleep either. You know, we won't let you sleep either." That's what they're saying. Vladimir Zelensky received the Atlantic Council Global Citizen Award in New York. The press service of President's Office writers, I dedicated this award to all Ukrainian men and women in uniform. I dedicated this award to all our children who were killed by Russian terrorists. We will never forget it. I dedicated this award to all the fathers and mothers who raised such brave Ukrainian soldiers, as well as to all the teachers and doctors who did not leave Ukraine when the full-scale war began, the president said. But everyone who left Ukraine, fuck you guys. No. And imagine that, but he just came out with a statement like, oh, fuck you guys. The English, it is not an English translation, but it is being amiss. About Ukraine being amiss and them all fighting each other over leaving Russia and coming over to the West. Is it a movie from like a recent time? Like I don't like. Is it an old movie? That could I've not seen that.
Much. A great honor to be here.
I'm gonna watch this here. Oh, he's speaking English.
I didn't prepare a long speech.
No.
Sorry, too much for one day. And tomorrow
He's a
I'll
comedian
be
as
in
well.
White
He's
House.
fucking right.
I have to save energy.
Y'all hated Russia?
I'm not here.
Oh.
I'm not alone here. I'm with my wife. Just want to
Documentary.
see her. Yes, somewhere. Yeah, I see. That's great. First of all, and our team is there. Yes, thank you so much that you invited us. Really, I don't have, in real life, I don't have time to be near with my wife together, so thank you so much. Yes, if you want to applause, please. Thank you very much. Really, to be
I
serious,
don't know why, but
to be very honest.
Zelensky makes
this
me
is not
laugh. I
my
don't know
award.
why. He's not even trying to be
And
funny,
I
but he's so
address
funny.
This award to all Ukrainian men and women in uniform.
Yeah.
I address this award to all our sweet children who've been killed by Russian terrorists,
Yeah.
and we'll never forget them. I address this award to all fathers, mothers who brought up so brave Ukrainian soldiers, and to
He's a
all
great
teachers,
speaker too,
to
you
all
know.
doctors who didn't leave the Ukraine from first days of full-scale war and been together with us, taught our clever boys and girls, even under Russian missiles, taking Russian missiles and Iranian drones. And of course, I address this award to all the partners, United States, EU, all brave countries who've been with us and supported us. Thank you so much. And of course, I address this award to all the people in the world, who fight for freedom and democracy like we, Ukrainians. Slava Ukraini.
Lava. Lava. Well,
Thank you so much.
yes, and more of that. Well, the thing is that there are people in, of course, Ukraine that lived during the Soviet times, and some of them probably had better lives. I mean, Ukraine hasn't had the best time throughout the years. They've had a lot of corruption, and they've had a lot of economic downturn, and their economy hasn't always been the greatest. So, yeah, I mean, a lot of people that have suffered a lot probably wanted to think the Russians are better, but that's really the ideology is that, and also if it's from the Donbass region, many of those people you're going to hear talking about it, say it because they don't have another choice. But it's mostly elder people, and it's a 99% of people still wants to be part of Ukraine, but there's the outskirts of people that does not want to. So I mean, so it still happens. There was the people doing World War II that thought that would be better if Germany won. That happened. Of course, that was true. World War II, there's people that lived in England, people that lived in the U.S. that thought, if the Germans won, things would be better. But again, that was false back then, and it's false today. It's not going to be better. A Ukrainian Su-24M bomber passes at a low altitude of Ukrainian artillery positions. Hey, so check this video out here. We got a pretty cool video for you. So this is the Ukrainian bomber. Shoot it! No, wait, guys, stars. It's fast. It's wrong. Okay, yeah. But I'd show you that. Pretty cool thing to see. They work in the shadows. Russia suffers its 7 to 8 times more losses on defense than we do on offensive. On offense, yeah. We continue to knock out and inflict fire damage where the enemy last expects it. I want to emphasize that we continue to move forward with much smaller forces, head of the press service of Eastern Military Group, Ivalash. So, yeah, again, Ukraine, they are moving forward. It's slow, and it's aggravatingly slow, but they are doing it. So, and that's what they're saying. The Russians are suffering mass casualties, which is a true reality. They are suffering extreme casualties here at the moment. I mean, tanks are being lost at a rapid pace every single day. It's a hard fight for both sides, but it's a harder fight for the Russians. Don't get me wrong. Okay, so there was, some statement that came out, and this come out from a Polish journalist. Sorry, not journalist. How was he? The editor-in-chief of Gramanda in an emotional statement. So an editor, apparently, he's from Poland, and his statement was, shame. Now we can add one word to our Ukrainian list, shame. How can you sue the country that saved you? How can you be so selfish towards your neighbors? Writes Ukrainian journalist Dmytro Provodivy, the editor-in-chief of Gromada, in emotional statement. So, yeah, and it's the reason why he's talking about this suing here is because Ukraine has in fact filled a suit. I don't know if it's gone into effect yet, but they have filled it, and it's supposed to sue Poland over banning both Poland and what was it, Hungary or Bulgaria, some of those countries right there. that have in fact banned the income of Ukrainian grain, and Ukraine wants that to stop. And that's also because in reality, Poland cannot do that. They can in their, rightful right. However, in accordance when you are part of the EU, you cannot do that because you have to allow foreign countries that you have a pact or that you have a signed trade deal with, which they have, to compete with your competitors or compete with your market. That's the whole point. That's the thing that makes you better. That's the thing that when you have a competitor, there's always somebody who's going to try and out compete you. That's going to make your country better. But Poland is actually riding a bit higher on the idea that if they can have only their products, they can make more money. But and they don't want to continue the grain deals from Ukraine. It's hard. It's kind of hard to believe why. I believe it has mostly to do with money, but and competition with their markets. Ukraine is a big exporter of grain, and Poland kind of wanted to make it take over some of that business. Because the Polish coin took a downturn here lately. It has taken some downturns. There was a crisis that came out, but it is stabilizing out here again, and it came on the 7th of September, and it went all the way down there. They had some real downturn for a while. It has started to pick itself up, and in fact, today it is at its level, but but throughout the days, it has dropped up and dropped down. All right. Well, maybe you shouldn't watch that, Patrick. I don't think it's a real one. No, but showed here right now, something definitely happened to the Polish coin. I mean, it did show that it was underneath, and then it had a good outturn, and then it went sort of down again. So I don't know if the Polish, they like to drop their currency once in a while to adjust inflations for a little while, but something's happening there. It doesn't matter. I'm not an economic expert. I'm just saying this is what's happening. This is what I'm reporting. So yeah. The Russian 2S3 Asia self-propelled artillery system destroyed in Zaporizhia region, Ukraine. Another great video here coming out from Ukraine, seamlessly destroying everything that the Russians have. Have you heard the story about the Ukraine's destroying the Russians? Yes, I have. Here's another proof of it. There you go. That's out of the game. So this is I think it's the same video, but he's just driving down from it there again. It's repeated there. It was recently destroyed because it's still on fire. Oh. Can't shoot the music anymore because, well, But there you go. Take a good look at that. Prove to yourself, prove to everyone, it's still happening. Okay, another great news here coming out when it comes to the F-16 story here. Belgium considers sending F-16 jets to Ukraine. Belgian Prime Minister Alexander De Croo said that the country's defense ministry will investigate the possibility of sending F-16 fighter jets to Ukraine. The Belgian public broadcaster VRT reported on September 20th. I don't know why I didn't get it yesterday. I think it came out when I went to bed or something like that. But that was reported by the Kyiv Independent here. There was some combat losses of the Ukrainian army. A Polish detonated PT-91 Tawar tank destroyed by the Russian forces in eastern Ukraine. And it's also important to know that this is not a modern tank. This tank right here, first I thought it was Russian because they look very alike, but no, it is in fact Polish. Gifted, I believe. Gifted, that's the right word. Gifted by the, or given is the right word. I don't know why I couldn't speak right there. Given by the Polish to the Ukrainian army. an auto tank. Yeah, and it's very few. I mean, you really have to scour down deep to find, losses of the Ukrainians. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. Of course, it happens, but there was one Leopard tank. Is in all the time that Ukraine has had Leopard tanks, one has been totally, completely destroyed. Some have been damaged, but one that hasn't worked, it doesn't work anymore. One. I mean, if that doesn't say, the Russians are losing 20 to 30 a day. So, I mean, I'm just saying. Producer holds a U.S. and Russian passport. Is it on Netflix or something like that? Why do you watch that, Patrick? I don't think you should be watching that. It's from the Donbass region. So if it's from the Donbass region, that's the region of the Russian-controlled areas, and they're of course gonna be telling people to say they like the Russians. So. Yeah, one just totaled. How many Russian? 6,000. 6,000 Russian. No. But here again, we got the official statement here. 4,638 tanks of the Russian army. What? It's a transport plane, H&M. So again here, lot of stuff here. The official statement is that Russia has in total 8,000 tanks, but they've destroyed half of the tank forces. So yeah, great stuff, guys. 6,000 artillery systems, 41 plus today. They've destroyed 41 artillery systems today. 29 UAV, 2 MLRS, 490 troops added on to the kill count here. 274,000 in total. 8,883 it's plus 15 APV, a special equipment, and 2 anti-aircraft warfare. So really, they're getting low then. Yeah, they are. Don't worry, you don't get it wrong. No, but H&M, that's a I've monitored it, but don't worry, it's just a transport plane. It's nothing to worry about there. Something to go. Oh yeah, I got this really great video here. So check this out, guys. You may not be able to see what it is at the start, but it's a little dog. It's a little dog. Saved from the cruelty of the Russian army. Going to be driven back to the Ukrainian lines, I believe. Check it out. There he is. Well, it's a puppy. Looks like a what's those called? What are those called? Looks a little bit like a pit bull, doesn't it? But I don't think it's a pit bull. I'm not really sure. What is it? Looks a little bit like a pit bull, doesn't it? Looks a little bit like a puppy pit bull, doesn't it? Maybe it's a chief, like one of those jocks. I don't know, but there you go. You got it, Em. But there you go, guys. This is again the heroes of tomorrow. So there you go. Okay, 7 people were injured and 10 people were evacuated in Cherkasy. 1 person was rescued from under rubble. Reports from the Ministry of Internal Affairs of Ukraine in Lviv region. The enemy struck the industrial zone. There was destruction and fire. I've not got the video from that, but that did happen. Looks like a Rottweiler. Roddy? Maybe, yeah. I don't know. I'm not good with dog breeds. I've got a lot of dogs, but more than 10,000 Russians? That's a lot. Yeah. No, well, in the Kherson region, the security services of Ukraine detained a family and collaborators who helped Russian to hold fake referendum in 2022. They falsified the result of the fake referendum in favor of the Kremlin in case of refusal to put the necessary mark in the fake ballot. they threatened other residents with imprisonment in the prison to further terrorize the local population, and collaborators were accompanied by the armed fighters. So one thing I want to point out here, so I just show you the picture of them, right? So this one right here looks like to be either the mom or whatever. But I believe that when I first saw the picture of this young lady, it appears, I thought it was a child, but apparently it's not a child. Apparently it is in fact a woman, and they're both grown adults, and they apparently did that. So 2 women threatened some locals, so that's what they did there, and they have been detained by the Ukrainian security services and intelligence services. This is reported by Flash on Twitter. Check him out. Great guy, great reporter. Regions in Ukraine here turning on. Keep an eye on that. Okay, we got the reports of some destroyed UAVs from the Russian army here. Destroyed 36 out of 43 air-launched cruise missiles on the night of September 21st, 2023. Around 340 Russian occupiers attacked Ukraine with air-launched cruise missiles KH-101, KH-555, KH-55. In total, launchers of 43 cruise missiles from the 10 strategic aviation aircraft T-95 MS. So I was right, it was Tu-95s. Were recorded from the area around area west of Angels. The missiles were launched in several waves. They entered Ukrainian airspace from different directions. Constantly changing their course along around. As a result of the combat operation by Air Force in cooperation with the air defense, 36 cruise missiles were in fact destroyed. To repel the attack, anti-aircraft missile troops, fighter aviation, Air Force's units of mobile fire groups of the Ukrainian Defense Force and other means were used. In addition, around 6 o'clock in the morning, the enemy struck with anti-aircraft guided missile S-300 on Kharkiv. Relevant services are working again. So here is the official statement here. You got it. 36 cruise missiles. 36 cruise missiles shot down is an impressive number, especially considering that the total number of them was 43, and you shot down 36 of them. That's an impressive number shot down. It certainly limited the... And I believe that the things we saw earlier, the missiles that landed in Kiev, I believe has been from those cruise missiles that came throughout the night and was, in fact, they also stated was shut down. However, fragments did hit the ground, and some cruise missiles does appear to have hit the ground. So unfortunately, this is not... fortunately, there may have been some hits, and I've got some videos later on that did show a death casualty. So, yeah. I was... I don't know what you're talking about, Witchy, but nothing, I don't know. No, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, well, we'll move on here. Last night, the security services of Ukraine and Ukrainian Navy launched a massive fire strike on Sasky military airfield in occupied Crimea. According to media and its sources, the SSU, there were at least 12 combat aircraft, Su-24, Su-30 at the airfield, as well as Panzer's anti-aircraft missile systems, the base for training operators of Major, I don't know. UAV were also located there. The Russians used these drones for coordination their own airstrikes as well as combat strike drones. The strikes of the security services and naval forces hit the target and inflicted serious damage to the occupied equipment. To strike the enemy drones were used, which overwhelmed the Air Force, the Russian Air Force air defense, followed by the launch of Neptune missiles, We saw videos from that earlier where you saw a mass out UAV attack. We saw videos of that taken from Crimea, and apparently also Neptune missiles were used. So, you know, Russia got their ass handed to them yesterday. Don't get me wrong, they got their ass handed to them. Okay, so Ukraine seeks F-35 fighter jets. In fact, they do. From the U.S., Ukraine Air Force spokesman Ignat, Ukraine would like to receive 5th-generation F-35 fighter jets from the United States in the future, and new-generation fighter jets from Sweden, which are currently under development. Yeah, so you're gonna get these F-16s, and in 2030, you may get 1 or 2 F-35s. The number of dead as a result of the attack on Kherson has increased 5 people. Kherson RMA. I think I'm choosing not to show that video. The reason why is because there is a person who's the video. The person. Well, actually, I'm gonna skip past that part. But there is a person who, in fact, did die. An 81-year-old, I am told, did in fact pass away due to the attacks. And she is in fact shown lying on the ground there. But we'll just skip past that, so we won't have to see that. So you guys will just watch from this point on here. So these are strikes that came in. This is also, I believe, from this mass out attack of the Russians. And again, this 81-year-old passed away from shrapnel or the sheer explosion itself. This is all residential buildings, by the way. Again, this is all residential buildings. That guy's still turning left. So look at that. We're just out there. But the Ukrainians are already at work, and rescue teams and the proper authorities are already at the area. Next step is, of course, rebuilding or relocating people that was affected by the strike. The casualties, I am told, was very, very low, however, but the destruction level was beyond, and that right there looks like a cruise missile. Not really sure what it was, maybe. It does appear to be war crimes. You're right there. You know, targeting residential buildings for non-military purposes, in fact, is, according to the Geneva Convention, a war crime. So this, what we are watching right here, is in fact a war crime. Again, caught red-handed. The Russians again have done war crimes. It's not a surprise anymore, but still, it's happening, and still not doing fucking shit about it, are we? Okay. And the Night Security Service of Ukraine and the Navy launched a large-scale fire attack in Saki military airfields. Okay, blah, 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 to defeat the enemy. Drones were used to overload. Blah, 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 blah. Here you go. You got the picture of it. Yeah, I got a relaunch on that one, but we got the pictures of it. This is the airfield. Not sure if you got the updated ones, but I feel like this is the area, I think, where the loading were, and this is, I think, where the containment were. So this is the airfield that was struck in Crimea yesterday, and massive damage. So Ukraine spent their rockets hitting airfields and war material. Meanwhile, the Russians seems to still believe that they have enough rockets and material to continue to strike residential buildings. So again, you know, fuck the Russians. Strike at the headquarters of the Armed Forces of Sevastopol. The building has half been demolished. I think we showed the video in the start of this stream right here, and we're going to watch this next time here. I don't know why I didn't put it next to each other. You know me. But, yeah, so check this out right here. I'm not really sure if this is the video or the same one. It might not be. I'm not sure. However, still, you can see that the building's half side there was completely mangled. So this is a great, great victory there for the Ukrainians. So check this out. And look at that. Just, I mean, gone, demolished. I mean, to the ground, really impressively. So, well done, Ukraine, right there. Just, I mean, took out half of the fucking building right there. Clean swoop, too. Looked like somebody came around and just swooped it out. I forgot to show the video. I forgot to show the video. My bad. There we go again. I don't know why. Dude, I'm so fucking... I don't know why. I'm a little lost today. I'm a little lost. I had to get through this quickly, so it's kind of like... Yeah. So there you go. Half of the fucking building just gone. See one more time? Yeah, there you go. Look like somebody came around and just swooped it away. Safe to say nobody's going to be working in that building for a very long time. At least not the right part of the building. So, yeah. Foreign Affairs Committee Chair Michael McLeod on Vladimir Zelensky and Ukraine. This man has moral courage and moral clarity, and the will of the Ukrainian people is far stronger than the will of the Russians. And that is the truest of the truest. So, here you have it.
What's your plan for victory? What do you need? Two things in particular: air cover, that would be F-16s, and the ATACMS. He needs a longer range artillery to hit Crimea, where the Iranian drones are coming out of. He doesn't have that. Right now, his troops are going in with no air
Iranian
cover.
drones?
They have to take the mines by hand.
What the fuck did you just say? Oh, Iranian. I see. I thought he said uranium. I was like, what? Did he just reveal something?
Take the mines by hand at nighttime. We wouldn't send our troops into that situation. So we need to give them everything they need. If this administration won't give it to them, then I submitted that we write it in our appropriations bill. We write the weapons that he asked for, that this administration won't give. We write that in our appropriations bill. And I think the Democrats at the table, whether it be Steny Hoyer to Nancy Pelosi to the whip and Chairman Mr. Meeks, we all agree.
Now, did he say anything about the aid package, the $24 billion aid package, and what it would mean for Ukraine?
Of course. I mean, they need it, and they're going to get it. I said, you know, the majority of the majority support this. I know there's some dissension on both sides, but I said a war of attrition is not going to win this. And that's what Putin wants, because he wants to break the will of the American people and the Europeans. We can't afford a war of attrition. We need a plan for victory, and we need to do it soon.
Will you insist on putting
That's what I'm saying. I like this guy. I don't know if I like him, but you guys might not like him. I like what he's saying.
And there are a lot of political machinations right now, but I assure you, we're going to get it passed, because this cause, when I was in Poland seeing the refugees coming out, they said this is like 1939, Hitler invading Poland. This man has moral courage and moral clarity, and the will of the Ukrainian people is far stronger than the will of the Russians.
Hey, well done there. So, appropriation bill going to force the Joe Biden administration to send those ATACMS. Well done there. Well done. And another great news here coming out when it comes to weapons to Ukraine. Abrams tanks will arrive in Ukraine on schedule in the following days and weeks. This was stated by the state's... Holy shit. This was stated by Pentagon spokesman Patrick Ryder. Alright, see you later, Witchy. Have a good day. So, ATACMS going to Ukraine within a few days, week maybe. But they're coming, so get your bridges ready, because they are coming. Alright. The army of the Russian Federation dropped 4 guided area bombs on Levy. A 63-year-old local woman died. Zelensky Produnsky, the head of the Kherson Regional Administration, announced this. Hinka is also under fire. 2 anti-tank missiles were fired at the village Odra do Kamyanka and Morakaki were fired upon. Fortunately, there were no casualties here, writes Prokundi. Again, we got the pictures of that as well. So, mass out attacks throughout the night on Ukraine. Low casualties, however, the damage was quite... This is before, by the way. So, damages were quite instant. Well, not before. No, after. Sorry. What was it? I took a look at it, but I thought maybe no, there's a holder roof, so it's probably not before. All right. Yes, this is throughout the night here. Low casualties, but high damage through the areas here. So really, really ominous. And you can see the windows are smashed out. That door is just off the fucking hinges. That right there is, you know, the house that used to be there. It just doesn't fucking exist anymore. That over here, you know, that's got a whole roof. That looks like the whole house has just been hollowed out. This right over here used to be a house because the roof has just completely collapsed on itself. And the rest of it on the right side there used to be a house, but no, that's just not existing anymore. You can see fires in the background there, all taken from Levy, which is the furthest away region from the fighting. So it's really a weird thing to be talking in this area. And again, it has nothing. It has no military purpose. There's absolutely no military purpose doing this, and it's anti-tank missiles they've been firing at them. So it is a clear sign. These are not things you fire at residential buildings. They simply don't use it for their strategic targets. They use it to try and break the will of the Ukrainians. However, they are failing miserably, and all they're doing is making them want to do it more. So, yeah. Financial assistance to Ukraine, oversight, transparency, and accountability for all the aid is absolutely important and imperative. We also discussed the peace formula, global coalition, and its support and Ukraine's post-war recovery. So, got a video here, and it's from the Pentagon. These guys are gonna have a good talk here with the people, and Zelensky's making the roundabouts, and things are going awesome. So. More news coming out. Bakhmut Kharkiv. Road under Ukrainian armed forces fire control. Control of this road, which leads to Bakhmut, will add problems to the already difficult supply of the Russian armed forces group in Bakhmut. The Ukrainian army is in Donbass has taken control of strategically important Bakhmut Horlivka road. Ilinya Yeshla, the head of the press service of the Eastern Group of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, said that during a telethon broadcast on the national television, according to him, Ukraine soldiers on the Bakhmut direction continues to push out the enemy and fire control over the road leading to the still uncontrolled Bakhmut has made logistical many times more difficult for the Russian group entrenched in the settlement. If on the Kupiansk-Limansk direction we are defending, trying to hold back the enemy onslaught, then Bakhmut, we have success and continue to push them out. Yet we still have improvised. It is worth nothing that if Moscow does not make a difficult decision about the gesture of goodwill and does not withdraw its soldiers from Bakhmut, soon they risk being completely cut off from supplies, after which it will be impossible to talk about their surrounding. As reported, Ukraine defenders stormed the position of the Russian army in Kherson region, capturing an enemy officer. So, they are moving forward. Painfully so again, but still, they are moving forward. I don't take back some of the things I said. I mean, listen, hey, I am 100% agreeing here that yes, Ukraine, and this is all clear air raids going on in the background here. So I 100% agree that there's making headway. I just think that you know, what Ukraine needs and what Ukraine doesn't need is the factor that Ukraine needs some air superiority, which they're getting with the F-16s, hopefully, very soon. The battleground is what they rule. But I also think that they're gonna have to make some real hard decisions here in the near future to actually get some real action going. They have been making action, but it's slower than they want, and we're getting into the winter months here. So I want to see some real action here. I think they have what they need, but yeah, it's you know, there's a lot of stuff happening meanwhile. And again, this trench warfare thing, it's a hard thing, you know. The Ukrainians have resorted to try and fight on a more long-range base with their UAV attacks, which is a greater thing that they're doing, because it's all conserving ammunition and conserving soldiers. So they're doing great. some things they need to work out. Perhaps be willing to listen to some of the experts, but it's Ukraine. They're proud and they're doing good. So let's continue to believe in that. There was loud explosions in Tula. In part of the city, electricity was lost. The sound of explosions in Foknisa district of Bryansk is also reported. This is in Russia. There was blackout in Russia today. We do have the videos of that. Should be down here, actually. So here you go again. Complete blackout. So we actually have the video that was taken from the area at this power plant in Belgorod. So check this out. It's maybe in a Neptune cruise missile, something like that. Long range beaver drones. So, there you go. No power grid right there. Cut out. I'm not sure if they already were standing in the dark, but it was definitely dark on the background there. And also check out the underneath here. So check out the power. It got completely cut just underneath them immediately as that drone hit the ground there. So there is a blackout in Russia. Yeah. So thank you very much for that. And again, we get to the last bit here before we move on to some Russian news. An American journalist from ABC News has checked out the German Gepard anti-aircraft self-propelled gun, which is serving the Ukrainian army very effectively. 4 Silhouettes of shaders and 2 cruise missiles are painted on the turret of the aircraft. Oh yeah. Yeah, so got this American journalist here.
German supplied Gepard air defense. Well, this is a German supplied Gepard air defense system. Ukraine has dozens. It has 2 cannons on top, as you can see there.
So, if you don't know, in war, whenever you take down anything, or if you shot down anything, or if you're, if you've killed, planes, all stuff like that, you usually write it on the aircraft that's done it. And what we can see here is that they've taken out drones and cruise missiles. This system alone right here.
1,100 rounds every single minute.
Check that thing out. I mean, it's
radar
11,000 rounds a minute.
Technology
4 drones.
Lock onto targets, typically those Russian explosive attack drones and cruise missiles, and then it can effectively shoot them down. And you can see on the side they've inscribed how many times they've shot down Russian drones and missiles. They're protecting strategic sites across Ukraine. Well, this is a German.
Well done there, but that's really, and it's effective, and it really is effective. Thank you, like that. So, on to some Russian news here. Feeding like a pig. Russian are not happy with their field kitchens here, so the thing looks alright. I don't know why he would do it, but check this out. So we've got a Russian soldier here. I don't know if it's a Russian. I think it's a Russian soldier. At least. Yeah. Doesn't look that good. He kicks it over. He's probably talking about it being shit or something like that, but they're happy about it. Probably doesn't even work. I don't know if the point of it was to heat up or whatever it was, but yeah. In Moscow, the Russian Federation, a building material warehouse caught fire, Russian mass media reports. So, yeah. Again, do it up red. Do it up red. Oh, look at this. What do we got down here? Come on. What we got? We got some tankers heading over South Korea there. What are you doing? What are you doing? All right. We got a Forte 11. Let's check out Forte 11. All right. Well, we've got the video here for you. Check this out. So, a warehouse caught fire in Russia. So, Ukraine's not the only one who suffered damage. Check out the smoke just heading over the street there. really a dangerous situation to be driving cars in. But yeah, still doing it. So really a bad time for the Russians, and they have more stuff. It appears Russian firefighter capabilities have degraded significantly as consequences of the Russian invasion of Ukraine. The shopping center in Moscow has now been on fire for over 8 hours, and they still can't extinguish it. Oh, it's the same shopping mall? Really? It was it 2 days ago, wasn't it? There's another shopping mall. Just a second shopping mall in like 3 days or something like that. So they can't say it's been on fire for 8 hours. Well, it's a big fire for 8 hours you got going there, guys. Yeah, so that's also coming out from Russia. Good stuff, guys. Good stuff. Well, the usual firefighters are probably at war or something like that. Or they just don't have the proper equipment anymore, or things are getting older, you know. Alright, well, a Russian person set fire to a 140,000 Mercedes-Benz GLS Yaninov on the outskirts of St. Petersburg. Authorities said the owner turned out to be a 40-year-old unemployed woman, which is code for the Putin mafia kind of woman who's listed on the vehicle. So it's, when you hear a Russian is unemployed and she's owns a Mercedes-Benz for $40,000, she's usually either mafia or works for the government. You know, it's not that hard to figure out. You know, you don't inherit these things, or her dad or mother or whatever is a fucking oligarch or something like that, right? So, could also be something with the rich parents, right? But check this out. Comes over with his tank here. I mean, there's obviously a reason why he was set it on fire. Russian separatist or something like that. But it gets really bright, so you can't tolerate bright screens. Please look away now. Look away now. There you go. It's really bright for the whole screen. Yeah, you can be seen walking up there with it. So there you go, guys. Russian separatists working inside of Russia? Yeah. An elite neighborhood in Yekaterinburg is on fire, where the local businesses elite has built mansions, and this is also in Russia. Is Russia on fire? Yeah, I'd say so. Check this out. This kid is like, oh no, my PlayStation. But we also got firefighters at the scene. The firefighters in Russia are overdue, I think. They're pretty stretched out, it appears, because they are fighting fires on a daily, well, actually an hourly basis at this point. Igor Michigan State Academy folk dancer assembly rehearsal of choreography. Yeah, so I have a video here. So this is, I believe, from like ballerina training for a musical about the Red Army during World War II, probably. But it's still a recent one here. I think it's a sort of a Russian propaganda kind of thing coming out. But check this out. I think it's pretty funny. So again, this is what they're getting the children to do. She doesn't look like... it looks a little bit like a child. It's just very good. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, it's very good, but it's just, the fact that she has to hold a gun is something else. Oh, that was bombs, right? They're very good. I mean, you know, they're not wrong. They're not bad. Knee pads on as well. It just looks a little bit ridiculous, doesn't it? I mean, they're obviously some kind of war propaganda kind of thing, right? Russian bus drivers in Moscow are protesting their new management by driving past all bus stops. So this is also happening in Russia. Russia falling apart in front of your eyes right here, ladies and gentlemen. Check this out. We got their bus drivers are on strike in Russia. So a lot of bus drivers are going to be jumping out of windows very soon, and there's going to be a lot of open positions. Get what I'm saying? No. So people are wanting to go on a bus, they got to go to work, but the buses are driving fast. I cannot drive to work anymore because we don't want to pick you up. We don't care. We drive bus to work. We don't pick you up. We don't drive. We Russian bus driver don't pick people up. We just drive past. flick the finger. This is happening in Russia as well. Oh, and it probably only gets better. French Minister of Foreign Affairs Katerina Kolana said that the speech of the Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov on the UN Security Council was as always full of lies. He sat for a short time, gave his speech as always full of lies, and then left, she said. Well, bloody done. Well said. New Russian kamikaze UAV Italmas, aka Italashlia, I don't know, 54, reported to be capable of hitting targets up to distance of 200 kilometers with increased warhead, has an internal combustion engine developed by the developer of Lancet, now Aeroscan, in Ishivjsk. Italmas could significantly expand the range beyond which Ukrainian artillery and armor vehicles could previously feel relatively safe. However, the chances are it's not gonna make a difference here. But check this out. So they have made a new drone, and this was reported by the Russians here. So a combustion engine literally mounted on top of the drone. I'm surprised it can even fucking fly. Apparently it can.
Ижевских разработчиков будет еще лучше.
Новейший ударный беспилотник от Залы Италмас по-удмуртски «Цветочек семейства Лютиковых» продолжает развитие темы гераний с двигателями внутреннего сгорания. Но это полностью отечественная разработка, хоть отдаленно и напоминает иранские шахеды.
В отличие от электрического ланцета, это дрон с двигателем внутреннего сгорания. Топливо заливается в крылья, которые являются огромным бензобаком. Соответственно, летит беспилотник намного дальше.
Более глубинного действия, то есть это там за 200 километров и с увеличенной боевой частью.
То есть это тоже дрон камикадзе.
I mean, they've also rented out malls, all kinds of residential areas, things that, you know, were usually commercial goods, commercial areas, have been given to the Russian UAV producers.
Испытания беспилотника начались еще зимой на полигоне под Ижевском.
Oh, there it is in use.
И Талмас за эти месяцы
There's a cat saying something in the back.
довели.
What the fuck? What? Is it in slow motion?
И Талмас за эти месяцы
Oh, it's in slow motion. All
довели
right.
до ума,
Okay.
и
I thought it was flying that low. I was like,
цветочек
what the fuck?
практически готов к поставкам на
All right,
фронт.
it flies a little bit faster.
Александр
than that.
Рогаткин, Валентин Рудкевич, Дмитрий Ижевский.
Well, it was something we didn't expect it to be happening. The Russians obviously specializing themselves in this idea of the UAV attack. We're gonna have to see what role this drone is going to be playing here in Ukraine. It's a bigger target for the Russian anti-aircraft. Sorry, the Ukrainian anti-aircraft guns. So, will it actually make a difference? Hard to say, really. Don't think so, but yeah, increased warheads doesn't mean it's gonna make a big explosion here. But this is the mall, I think, from another angle here, from the other side here, that we got also on fire. But this is the mall that's been on fire from 8 hours, since from another angle right here. A long night for the Ukrainian armed forces. Sorry, not. God damn it, I can't speak right. For the Russian, it's been a long night for the Russians firefighters. They're not doing too good. Okay, Ukrainian heroes here. We got a pretty cool video here. Good morning, Ukraine. The return of your son from the war is the best birth gift. Let every family want this for its defender. So we got a video of a Ukrainian woman receiving the best gift of all time, having her son come home. So and I think it's all been on her birthday. So they let him go home here. So check this out. Pretty cool video.
Спасибо, синочку. Як ти подумав? Мене подзвонити, то не до мене, правда, то до Руслани. Одного тобі бракує нам тут. Да ты знаешь, что они уже народились у меня. Да не признались, я...
Oh, he's on the phone with him. Oh, look at that. He's actually on the phone with her.
Бабо!
That's just a great video. Yeah, I think Sach should cry actually, yeah. I know the other guys in the video there, but good to see him home. That's the child there. Yeah, really cool video there. Good to see him home with his family there, holding the birthday for his, was it mama? For mama. For mama. All right. Azerbaijan, Armenia. You're probably right. Yep, there's some other news here coming out. So get this right here. Soldiers of Azerbaijan armed forces who found a photo of Armenian girl in Karabakh. I'm not throwing you out anywhere. I'll put you here. We have no business with women and children. So he said that did the right thing here. But check this out. This is a video that came out. Just begin to show up some of those videos that are coming out. But check this out. Bit damaged by the fighting there, but you can also see that walls and everything was destroyed. And yeah, this is obviously a heavily shelled area as well. Fighting area. But that's what he said in that video there. So I want to show you that as well. We got some more interesting news here. Armenian Azerbaijan armed forces on the outskirts of Kanakandi today. Oh, hello. Are they going for more territory? We don't know. We still don't know if this whole thing is going to turn into a full-scale war. There has been some interesting shots coming out, but as you can hear, so if you listen to the background, you can still hear fighting going on. I don't know why. I mean, I'm a little confused about this because the idea was the armed forces were going to lay down their arms. However, the so-called separatist leader or general said that he was not going to do it. So I got a little bit on that later, but I don't know. You can still hear gunshots in the background as well. Training, maybe, I don't know, but you can still hear gunshots. Yeah, there you go. So, it seems to me that they're still fighting. There's some kind of conflict still happening in the area. And that they're still fighting for something here. This could be an older video, but they're still doing it, you know? Smoke over there. Is that smoke maybe? I don't know. Yeah, so that's the videos that are still coming out. I mean, I don't know. You know, this is weird now. All right. So, 4 Russian officers killed by Azerbaijan forces yesterday after their car was shot, including 1 captain, 1 lieutenant colonel, and 2 colonels. Reaction from Russians are obviously furious, recognizing that nothing is being done about this by the Russian leadership. Russian expediting the usual slave-like behavior despite being actually mad. And I said it before, and I said it again. They're not going to give out the official statement. Putin's probably not going to say anything about it. All right, so another thing here. So let's sum it up. The Azerbaijan forces launched a missile strike on an Armenian radar station, knowing that a Russian armed forces personnel was there. The Azerbaijan armed forces attacked the Russian peacekeepers, quotation sign, right? Base, knowing that there were Russian military personnel there. The Azerbaijan armed forces attacked and killed senior officers of the Russian peacekeeping corps, knowing that the Russians military personnel. For this, they detained the perpetrators, suspended someone, and apologized it. And if it's as if some kind of domestic stabbing took place with the participation of the diaspora. I don't know. This guy's just raving off here. Do you know what to shove your apologies? I mean, he's talking about the Russian It's talking about the response from the Azerbaijan, how I said that they were sorry, but really I don't think they were. I think they knew it. I think they wanted to do it. And again, also what the Russians came out with is we didn't expect that to happen, but we got the picture of one guy. So Ivan Kovjet, the deputy of commander Russian peacekeeping contingency in Karabakh, was among the 8 Russian soldiers killed by the Azerbaijan army yesterday. Kovjang was also the deputy commander of the submarine forces of the Russian Northern Fleet. So check this out right here. He was in Armenia, or in Karabakh, or Azerbaijan, Armenia, I don't know. I mean, they say Armenia says their territory, but now it's Azerbaijan. So what are we supposed to say, right? But yeah, he was killed. Sad or not? No, don't think so. But he don't even know what the fuck he was there, but apparently he was. I mean, he was on the fucking ground. He's a submarine commander, but yeah, yeah. And again, Armenian president here, prime minister, our assessment is there's no direct threat to civilian population of Karabakh. A lot of people died, but hey, there's no direct threat, you know? No direct threat. I mean, people died, but there's no direct threat. I mean, not to me at least. I'm good. So check this out here. We got the video.
Հիմա այսօր այս պահին մեր գնահատականն այն է, որ Լեռնային Ղարաբաղի քաղաքացիական բնակչությանը ուղիղ սպառնալիք չկա։ Հիմա այսօր.
Wow. So he's a traitor all around, isn't he? Meanwhile, in Europe, there's been a lot of protesting, guys. They don't like the leader. They don't like the leader. Apparently, some kind of coup, maybe. We don't know. But clashes between the crowd. It's turned quite violent here, so check this out. This guy's obviously being arrested, or put it back into the van there. Now he's beating him up. He's beating him up there. I mean, had a lot of guys for one guy. I think they mobilized their federal guard, or whatever they call it, and the police force has also been mobilized to take care of the situation. Whatever, it's getting more reckless as we move on here. It's getting more violent as well as we move on. Sputnik is the channel called. It's just, I mean, running back and forward, people. It's not because I think it's funny. It's just a little chaotic, you know. It's very chaotic. But not a policeman for one person. I mean, it's really just a lot of people there. So it's unclear, you know, the assessment of the things that may come from this, but certain things are happening. Armenian sources report that the so-called general of Artsakh Defense Army, Karen Yavalinyan, refuses to lay down his arm along with his militians. So this is the militians guy, the armed forces, the general of this so-called separate unit of Armenia, or Armenian force, or whatever, backed Armenian separatists is what their official statement is. And this guy, the general, apparently says that we're refusing to lay down arms. So apparently the videos that we're hearing is that there's still gunfighting going on. People said the war was over. I mean, people said that, you know, the territories that was taken by the Azerbaijan is still true. But apparently they're not done fighting yet, is what it appears. So maybe it only takes a bit longer before we may actually see the entrance of the Armenian army. But they're still Armenian back. So this whole thing is very confusing, but they're trying to poke a hole in it. I think what's happening here is that the Azerbaijan is retaking and claiming back territories taken from them, controlled by Armenian-backed separatists. Therefore, Azerbaijan felt it was necessary and legal in their rights to hold a military contingency into Armenia and take back their so-called separatist taken land. And in all fairness, you know, we all think it's okay for Ukraine to take back their territory because it is, and because they're allowed to, because Russia illegally invaded our country, and we want Ukraine to take back the Donbass region, and the Russian-backed separatist that was in Ukraine since 2014, has wrecked fucking the whole town, right? The whole area, and taken an area that doesn't belong to them. So we want Ukraine to take back that area as well. This is what I'm Azerbaijan. They want to take back their area that was legally occupied. So it's kind of like a back and forth, right? But yeah, and he also, by the way, was completely backed down by his commander. His the PM. So yeah. Azerbaijan, an ammunition depot was discovered in civilian facilities in Gush Lukaupu. I don't. So many fucking words I can't pronounce. Can't just be like normal name. The settlement, the buildings on the farm located on the territory of the settlement were used for a long time as an ammunition depot. There was rockets, artillery shells, mines, and ammunition of various calibers. It was also observed that the mentioned ammunition were transported to the territory of the farm by an ambulance. Yeah, not to raise suspicion. Smart. I don't know, but still going around with it. So check this out. Got the video of it here. 2-minute video here. They're apparently building up arms. I mean, this is from Azerbaijan, so it is at a farm. Quite peaceful. Not the best condition, but peaceful still. Hard to believe that a war is happening, or at least according to Azerbaijan there is, but apparently according to everyone else, or at least the PM, there isn't. Look at that. So they got the ammunition right there, or at least maybe the guns or something. That's at least in the gun crate. It looks old. I mean, look at that. Look at how there's like, oh, look at that right there. Yeah, that's a lot. I mean, the only problem with all this right here is that they put it in a very, very risky spot. Because I want to say that if you were an Armenian force that found this out because of this video, this video is shared online. I'm sharing it right now. Armenian soldier or Armenian commander figuring this out. Just make one airstrike here. Take out the main forces of the Azerbaijan forces. But, I mean, check all this stuff out right here. This is a mass. I don't know if this is owned by the... this could actually be owned by the militias, because this could be Azerbaijan focusing on this, and now they're seizing it for their own goods. I mean, it also looks old. It looks very Cold War look-alike things here. Certainly made in Soviet Union times, probably. I don't know, but... look at that. Shells. Got ML ammunition there. Not that much of an expert body. I could just point out what all those things are, but cartridges or ammo right there. Or, yeah, I mean, it looked in okay condition when you think about it. It's looking pretty. Oh, look at that. That's mortars right there. Yeah, they got a lot of stuff throughout the area there. Okay, so it did say it was used as a long time, so an ammunition it was discovered. So I imagine it may have been the Armenian-backed forces that actually owned that, and now it's been left or something like that. I mean, it may have been the Azerbaijan that actually found it, and now probably are seizing it or taking it, or free guns. So pretty cool. Clashes between protesters and police began near the government building in Yerevan. So, again, clash between police and officers. So here, got a 19-second video here. So, see the officers on the right side there pushing. I do not want to be the person on the outskirts. I would very much like to be the person in the middle here, feeling safe. Are they transporting somebody, or that's just police moving around? Yeah, got the reporters and everything around there, so just going around with it. Azerbaijan special forces looking at a burning Armenian NKR vehicles after an ambush yesterday. So fighting picked back up. I mean, I'm still finding fucking hard to figure out what the fuck's going on. But yeah, look at that. They're just chilling. I mean, what assistant are they meeting? Because you know, they're just chilling. They're laying on the fucking field. I mean, they're looking at that thing right there. One of the soldiers just walks up with their cigarette. Thanks, dude. It's gone. It's gone. I didn't expect these guys to actually have proper military gear, but apparently they actually have what it looks to be pretty modern military gear. Former Armenian Prime Minister Vasgin Manouchian announced the start of the round-the-clock protest to demand the resignation of the current government. Nikol Pashinyan earlier said that he would not resign under any circumstances and promised to react harshly to attempts to destabilize the situation in the country, which he has not reacted. He also said he was going to react to the situation to destabilize. The reaction has already happened. What happened is that now it's been destabilized. The area has been destabilized. The country is destabilized, and he's still not done anything about it. He promised to do something about it. He hasn't done anything about it. So, no, you know. It's, he lied. Of course he did. So, the former prime minister there, taking actions again. So, protest against Pashinyan government is taking place in the center. Again, we got another video here. And this is round the clock, by the way. So, it's still happening. Still happening over there. I think they want to take back the whole fucking thing. Azerbaijan foreign minister response to France: instead of condemning Armenian failure to fulfill the obligation to withdraw its armed forces and its military political provocation, including the responsible congratulatory message of the Armenian prime minister to the to its regime supported by this country for the past 30 years, France makes statement against Azerbaijan, which is nothing other than by encouraging separatism and revanchist forces. What? I don't know. I don't know what the fuck they're saying. All you gotta know is that they're saying France is a fucking asshole, like they always fucking are. He also said that Armenian PM Pashinyan on Karabakh information about mass casualties among civilians is not true. Yeah, because of course we should listen to somebody who's lied to us repeatedly. Alright, well, that's it I got from you from Azerbaijan. So we're going to move on to some other news here. We got some Canada news here. Scenes from Ottawa right now, thousands of parents and kids are protesting explicit content, sexual content in schools and racial gender ideology. These protests are absolutely massive and across the entire country. So there's also protests taken on here in Canada. These are against teaching their children about these. I think, yeah. Check this out.
Silence! No more silence! No more silence! No more silence! No more silence! Leave the kids alone! No more silence! No more silence! No more silence!
Leave the kid alone, that's what they're saying. Oh, sorry, I thought it was wrong. Either hurt his leg or he's just walking wrong. Lee's out there. Hey, how you doing? Pretty good, pretty good. I mean, the idea is here that it's probably going to be pretty peaceful. You know, the Canadians are going to be pretty peaceful, but they're protesting against the idea that their children are being taught the ideas of LGBTQ and, you know, the all those things, and they want to keep the children clean, and you know what? I can see the reasons why. I think it's ridiculous that our children has to learn about sex when they're, you know, especially about the gender ideas, Because, I mean, they're children, goddammit. We can't change the minds of children. You want to change the minds of children. You know, it's sickening. It really is. I mean, let children be children, and when they get to a certain age, they can make any decision they want, and I'll support it. Tell you what, I'll support any decision a grown person makes. You know, or at least somebody who has a conscious enough minds to make it. I mean, when you're up in the 14-year range or up there, and you have the conscious decision to make those decisions, I believe you're more than your right to make those decisions to be who you want to be. But I also believe that children making these decisions to be other genders and all that stuff, it just, I mean, they saw it on the fucking internet, and now they want to do it. So again, you know, it's also maybe trying to keep your fucking children out of the internet. It would be a great fucking thing. I'm just saying. NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg it is not NATO that is aggressively expanding eastward. It is the East that is joining NATO. Other statements by Stoltenberg. Stoltenberg went off on Putin today, or at least Russia's ideas. The best proof that our aid is reaching Ukraine and not dissolving in corruption is Ukraine's successes on the battlefield. What happened in Europe affects Asia. What happens in Asia affects Europe. So countries like South Korea and Japan are worried about the war in Ukraine. Yeah. NATO will remain a regional alliance. We are not going to expand to Asia. It is an alliance between America and Europe. Well, I mean, yeah. It is in the U.S. security interest to ensure that Ukraine wins. If Ukraine wins, we will all have the second largest battle-handed army in Europe on our side. And yeah, they are very much already on our side. I'd argue for. We got the official statement here. So check this out.
That Latvia, Lithuania joining NATO is a threat to Russia, then you take away the right of the people in Latvia and Lithuania and Poland to decide their own future. And they have the right to try to decide. It's not Moscow. It is the people of Lithuania that decides about
Yeah, exactly, because they're fucking democracy. I've been saying it all along. Thank you very much. Democracies, gentlemen.
And countries that are going into NATO to democratic free decisions.
Yeah.
So these are fundamental ideas. We should respect them, and that's what NATO is about.
I would just add that we're at the UN General Assembly, and the basic tenet of the UN Charter is respect for the sovereignty.
Except.
Yeah, and hey, you know, Ukraine and everybody, Elon Musk, a fucking idiot, is making the certification that he thinks that Ukraine shouldn't be guaranteed to join NATO, and his ideas and all that stuff. Why the fuck can you make ideas? You're not a fucking politician, right? And I don't give a fuck what you say. It's not the fucking ideas of you to make decisions of what country joins what country. You know, it's up to the countries that are joining, that are in the memberships, to decide if this country is going to be part of it. If they have decided that they want this country to be part of it, you're going to be part of it. Because the people of Ukraine wants it. It's a democratic decision. When the democratic people, when the democratic country decides that they want to be part of a military alliance that is voted by the people, chosen by the people, you cannot simply say that because Russia doesn't want something, when the people of the democratic version says that they want to be part of something, that is something that we have to respect and take up to consideration. So, you know, this whole idea that people are saying that, you know, we should give security guarantees of fucking to Russia that Ukraine won't join NATO. How the fuck can we do that? That goes against all beliefs of democracy. It's fucking stupid. I mean, it's really fucking stupid, you know? So here you go. Sorry. We got a video of a F-35 landing in Norway for the first time. So they are coming to Europe. So check that out. Made history with the first touch of this F-35 right there. There you go. F-35 in Norway. In Europe. Or at least very close. At least very close to us. There you go, guys. So pretty cool. Denmark is also probably going to be receiving them pretty soon. Germany opposes Vladimir Zelensky's proposal to deprive Russia of its right to veto in the UN Security Council. This was announced by the head of the German Foreign Minister, Annalena Baerbock. Fuck. Yeah, I don't really have a thing to say about that. I think it's ridiculous that Russia does have the ideas of veto still at their disposal, but we can't really take everything from them. Okay, so that's another thing here. I just want to share this with you. Almost the whole of Europe is breathing toxic air. The Guardian research, together with an association of science, it's turned out that the concentration of solids in the air exceeds the WHO allowable standards by 2 times. The research shows that just 2% of the NATO population has access to clean air. The Guardian has created an interactive map that shows the most effective regions of the continent. So check this out right here, and especially in Ukraine, we can imagine the things are much, much worse. It's all this smoke in the air. Poland and the Eastern countries have definitely been affected a lot by it. Over here in Italy as well. But I think these are also due to the heat problems and the production problem. All these things that happens. But as much as people always point out to you, and people may go, global warming is fake. Global warming doesn't exist. Global, all that blah blah blah, right? And as much as it may be true or not, I don't know. Believe global warming exists and it's a real problem. The air pollution is a real thing, and it doesn't go anywhere. It stays here. It goes somewhere, but it stays. So air pollution is a real thing. And it's the air that our children are going to breathe. It's the air that we're going to breathe for the rest of our lives. So we may want to get a little smarter and think about it, because let's be honest, I'm more for being able to breathe fresh air than being able to breathe shit air. Ukraine and Poland agreed to find a joint solution to the trade dispute. The Minister of Agriculture Policy of Ukraine said the Minister of the Department had a telephone conversation with the Polish colleague. They discussed, as it's claimed, Ukraine's proposal to settle the situation and want to find a solution that takes into account the interest of both countries, reported by Flash. Another one here. If we don't get help, we will lose the war. These were words from Vladimir Zelensky in the U.S. Congress, where he called on congressmen to approve the additional funding. A major Congress support additional funding to Ukraine. A major deal here. $24 billion to Ukraine. Guys, $24 billion to Ukraine. It is a major pact. So one that we hopefully will see come to Ukraine pretty soon. Bulgarian authorities will expel from the country the abbot of Russian Orthodox Church in Sofia, Archimandrite Vassinia. I don't know. The 2 churches servants of the Church of Saint Nicholas and Myra. So they're kicking out priests now, or Orthodox priests. I don't know who they are. I mean, that may be, I don't know why. I just feel like we are living in a country where free religion should also be respected. I get that we want to move out the idea of Russia, and perhaps, that is true, but I don't know. Well, it's, probably doesn't really matter, but yeah. Turkish President Erdogan, we will start energy drilling with Israel. We will start operating energy transmission lines not only to Turkey but also from Turkey to Europe. Yeah, so Turkey is making big moves here. They're making a lot of decisions here. Things are going pretty smoothly to Turkey, or Erdogan. Polish Prime Minister Mateusz Morawiecki, however you say it, according to journalists, did not coordinate the voiced position of weapons for Ukraine with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Poland. RMF24 reports. According to the media, the diplomats are waiting for the instructions from the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Zbigniew Rau, who is currently in the United States. You have to prove it. They say they're not going to give any more weapons to Ukraine. It's maybe not been completely decided yet. They're still waiting on the official confirmation, but they're certainly thinking about it. But apparently, if they get this trade situation figured out, it may be a resumement of that. However, it also because Poland is arming themselves, and I made it yesterday. I made the point about how I think Belarus and Russia had the complete upper hand on that, but it's Go back and watch that if you can. That got copyright strikes, so I don't know if you can. Polish President Andrzej Duda. The Polish authorities do not intend to transfer to Ukraine the modern weapons they are purchasing from Polish army. We cannot transfer our new weapons. We are now buying for billions for the Polish army to strengthen the security of Poland to someone else, to anyone else. We will not transfer these weapons because we are buying them in order to modernize the Polish army. I personally will be the first to oppose the transfer of these new weapons that we are now receiving from South Korea or the United States, such as the new Abrams Patriot systems or HIMARS. Yeah, they are arming themselves. We know that, you know. Just several dozens of hours after the Russian attack, I went to Berlin and told the German authorities that these 5,000 helmets, that this must be some kind of joke. That is why we perceive the words of Zelensky as doubly unfair, and we strongly reject them, says PM. Yeah. Again, as I said before, Poland is certainly not happy with some of the Zelensky statements, so we may be losing an ally when it comes to that, but we'll have to see. It'll look more into that. USA News. Texas installed razor wire in Eagle Pass to stop illegal crossings today. The Biden administration cut the wire, opening the floodgates to illegal immigrants. I immediately deployed more Texas National Guards to repel the illegal crossing and install more razor wire. It's reported by a this is Greg Abbott. He's apparently, I don't know, a governor or something like that. I've never heard about him. But it seems to me, the South and the West, well, the North and the South are certainly doing a little bit of a double thing here. We've seen all this happen before, haven't we? They don't really agree with each other anymore, do they? You know? What seems weird is that he's sharing a video of them cutting the razor wire. So he's sharing a video of them cutting the razor wire under where it's a cliff that goes directly down. This cliff, there's no way that anybody could climb from down there and up to that razor wire and get over. So I think he's just showing some bullshit right here, but we'll watch it just because. And also, by the way, I believe what he's cutting is fucking duct tape that was put together before, and they're come to repair it. So check this out. And they start repairing it, and it's the same guy. So I don't know what kind of fucking video this guy's showing, but he's showing his guy cut it and then his guy repair it. So, but no. Listen, there is a serious problem right now. I'm not gonna show this whole video. I don't really care. But there's a problem happening. There's a lot of migrants coming in. They're certainly gonna have to think about doing something. But yeah. For the second year, the UN General Assembly was darkened by the shadow of a legal war brought without provocation by Russia against its neighbor Ukraine. The United States strongly supports Ukraine as it defends its territory and tries to bring out a diplomatic resolution that delivers just and lasting peace. President Biden gave out a statement here. A little bit of a spin-off news here, but we got him. Jimmy Carter was expected to die within days when he entered hospital care in February. His grandson says 7 months later, he's still going, and his 99th birthday is just over a week away on October 1st. So, Jimmy Carter, going strong, still alive. The man, the myth, the legend. The U.S. President Joe Biden has declared that ATACMS missiles will not be transferred to Ukraine yet, but this issue may appear on agenda in the future. This was announced by the National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan. So, no support there when it comes to the ATACMS. My friend John, who lives near Angel Pass, just sent me this video from today. I'm reading off somebody who tweeted this. I've covered the border for roughly 20 years, and I've never been as bad. It's never been as bad as has been under the Biden administration. This is Biden policy. This is absolutely deregulation of duty. NAT6 humanitarian disaster. So there are a lot of people going off with this extreme migrants crisis that's actually affecting what appears to be the globe at the moment here. These are all from Latin America as well. I personally believe that the U.S. brought this upon himself. Not the people, but the administration. The money went down, and so many people in the Latin American world is dependent on the dollar to exist. When the dollar goes down, their economy goes down. They get poorer and poorer and poorer. So, again, it may just be because of the United States, administration and leadership inability to actually run an economy that's brought this upon them. It is a serious problem. Not only because of the idea that they may not be able to house all these people, but that there may actually be a shortage of supplies, or really anything, really, yeah. And this is just crazy to see, and I hope they can solve it. Of course, got another video there as well. Do I? Oh yeah, got a video with Joe Biden. I don't know why he did it, but this is the guy from Israel right here, and Joe Biden. I think it's Israeli president there, and the USA Joe Biden.
We've been
this is what he says.
Friends for, I've checked it, over 40 years, and our friendship goes a long way.
I think Joe Biden did it because he realized how old he was, and then he did a cross. You just got to remember, like, holy shit, I'm old. Like, holy shit, I'm old. And again here, here's actually a video of Zelensky coming into the White House here, White House lawn here. I want to show you this video here because this guy right here, I don't know if he's new or not, but there's these vehicles that he's traveling in. These are, I think, U.S. Vehicles, right? And there's a special way that you have to unlock these things because you can't just open them. There's a special kind of thing you have to do. So they're a bit hard to open up. That's why you can see he kind of had a struggle there. But look at the door thickness as well. They're so massive, There, I don't know why I'm talking about the car, but yeah, Zelensky there, and then First Lady of Ukraine there, also meeting up with the First Lady of the United States. And Joe Biden meeting up with the First Lady there, so pretty cool stuff. I think Zelensky's tired. I don't know why, but I can just kind of look at him, because it's been a non-stop. I think he's probably had enough by now, you'd imagine, right? But yeah, that's him arriving on the front lawn there. All right, what we got? Oh, I'm done. I don't have any more news on my documentary. So, yeah, my next step usually is to just go through some of the plane news. We're gonna do that. Get through some of the plane news here. I think there's much else to cover, really. I think I've gotten through most of it. Sorry if I was a bit sloppy today. I feel like I was a bit off today. I just, I didn't have much time to get all this stuff ready, so I was just, yeah. We do have a TU-240P up. Check this out right here. Oh, of course. Check this out up here. We got a TU Russian Special Flight Squadron. We've actually seen Putin traveling one of these, so they are part of the Doomsday planes. They're flying more frequently. I don't know if it's Putin paranoia, but they didn't fly that much before, but they've recently flown a lot more frequently. And this one took off from over here is now heading over there. We got some U.S. planes up there. We may have Cobra Ball is still up. There you go. Some reconnaissance at least. But tankers and really all that stuff down there. What do we got here? We got tankers. Yeah, tankers. A lot of tankers up. There's probably a lot of reconnaissance going on. I gotta hit on 88 speed to get to look at that, because we probably got shit ton of planes over there as well. We got some Russian planes here. Oh, we got a Kazakhstan. The German trade with Kazakhstan has taken a big up lately. I don't know why, but apparently they're trading a lot with Kazakhstan. I'm kind of a little bit in disbelief with what Germany's doing. It seems a little weird. Oh, we got a C5. That's a new one. Took off from where? Djibouti. Okay. Well, we got a U.S. formed space right there, but look at that. C5. Biggest bird in the American Army. It's a big biggie. Alright. Well, we're going to keep that one on Forte. We're going to move that one over there. There you go. Alright. It's going to head over to 88 speed on this one right over here. To check if there's anything else going on. Probably got a lot of P8s up, I'd imagine. A lot of important people in the U.S. still, including Zelensky. So, I'd imagine that there's a shit ton of planes. There's surveillance planes up. Let me just check that out. And what we got? We got the tanker. C5s. Boeing 767. What we got? We got nothing. Come on, guys. We got nothing. Ah, we gotta have something. P8s. Yeah, we got some P8s training planes up right now. We got that Cobra Ball there. The RC-135 Cobra Ball there. That's pretty much not a lot of planes, but I don't think a lot of them are seen. We got the P8s up. That's what we know of. We got the P8s. We got the tankers, as you can see before. A lot of P8s. Yeah, I'd actually say we maybe got close to 6 P8s as I've seen. Close to 6 P8s there. What we got down here? Tankers. Yeah. Joe Biden's still in Washington, as far as I know. All right. Let's see. We got anything out here? We got the C5 here. A lot of heavy transporting going on. Oh, we got some things going on over Japan. We got Kawasaki C2, Kawasaki P1. Kawasaki P1 is both surveillance plane right there, so we got some kind of surveillance. A four plane convoy went out of Japan today. Oh, we got a P8 heading down here, or in front of Kaliningrad. Pretty usual there. We got the NATO. Key civilians out here. I don't know what they're doing, but I think they're keeping an eye on something. A drone down here. All right. Well, we're gonna check out Flash to see if he's got his latest. And I'm gonna be right back after that. Just gonna do something. He does. All right, so we're going to check out the Daily Flash News here. Go back here.
Вообще все черное, просто все черное. И он полыхает оттуда.
Rusastan Tashnami! Rusastan!
And that's why we got Flash, because he always sums up what I'm trying to say, and he always do the great things there, and they provide great news. So, Flash on Twitter, check them out, check them out on Twitter. Pretty cool, good guys. Alrighty then. Yeah, I mean the problems of the area right now is that we don't actually know. I mean, as the one pointing out there that we need air defense and Ukraine needs air defense, and that's true. There's a lot of hiccups, but I certainly think that one of the options, I've mentioned this before, one of the things is that without Ukraine having, the air defenses to protect the skies and make sure that the ground combat units are well protected, there's simply no way for them to advance any faster without the skies covered. So when these F-16s eventually does make it into Ukraine, we are thankful. Hopefully that will change the tides there. But still, we are hopeful for a faster advances so we can get the blood shit over with. But yeah, we we hope so. We hope so, right? We hope so. We'll hope it. Hope it figures out. Hope it all figures itself out. But sorry. I don't really have any more for you guys tonight. More a lot of news options right now. Then. Doing a meeting with Biden, answered a question from Zelensky. Answered a question from a journalist about whether Ukraine is afraid from losing support from Poland due to the grain scandal. I'm grateful for the Polish people, Polish society. That's all," said President Zelensky. Oh, they're in the. Looks like they're in the Oval Office as well. Isn't that the Oval Office? I don't even know what it is. One of these fucking reporters as well, right? All those fucking reporters grasping for just a little bit of a corn, you know? Most reporters nowadays, they just grab for the ideas of just a little bit of a corn, you know? Just a tiny little bit. Military parade in Hashtinsana, the capital of Yemen, today. They're gonna retweet it if you want to watch it. 184 memorial units with the names and age of each victim of September 11, 2001 terrorist attack on the Pentagon. We began our visits by honoring them. Terror always fails when people band together to defend freedom. It will never be able to defeat free nations and people. So we got the video here. I'll share this. I think this is pretty good. So check this out.
Director of Defense Security Cooperative. Pleasure to meet you.
Oh God, I just fucking realized I haven't showed the whole fucking thing. Sorry. Oh, I'm so fucking stupid. Alright, well, we're gonna have to rewatch it then. No, I'm sorry. Listen, I don't know. I'm so tired. I'm gonna end the stream after this. I'm so fucking tired. I forgot to show it. Alright, here you go. Now you got the video. I'm so sorry. So sorry.
Director of Defense Security Cooperative Office. Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you for your thank you for your support. For all you do each day. For our people, for Ukraine, for our families. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Come on up here.
Slava Ukraini, joint
Героям слава.
There you go. All right. Oh, we got a video. All right. I'm going to hit the stream here. Shout out to Zelensky. The man, the myth, the legend. Living legend. I pronounce him a living legend because I think in the many few years that I've lived, I've not seen someone who truly inspires and truly lives on in memory. I'm sure long after his demise, we will still remember him, and he will be written down in history and in Ukrainian history, and probably someone be made a statue of. But imagine if you ask Zelensky if you have made a statue of himself, then he'd answer no. He's just that kind of guy. So thank you very much for watching today. There will be no stream tomorrow, because this is my day off. So have a good night, a good day, and